on this side of heaven. I care about this life now because I believe, I know, that the life I choose now, the life that characterizes Doug Lemon here, will determine the eternity I already told you I care about. Choices today affect choices for eternity. I also care about this life now because I love life. I love life. It's sometimes hard. It's sometimes difficult, but I'll tell you what. I want to know my purpose for having life and experiencing life. And I want to experience fully now all of life, with all of its adventures and dramas and joys and peace, and yes, even the struggles. I want to experience the life I was purposed to experience in all its fullness, in all its array, because I love life. And I know what it's like to live one day where there is not a sense of the greatness and the grandness of life. That's despair. I love life and believe wholeheartedly that I wasn't just created by the sovereign God of the universe to experience life sometime, but to experience life fully now. So I care about my eternity, and I care about a purposeful, meaningful, right life now. And so quite naturally, I care about the answer to the question, am I with God? I am utterly convinced that my attainment both of eternal life and a purposeful life now, both unalterably hinges on the answer to that one question. Am I with God? 14,535 days. Doug Lemon. One life. One question. And one answer. With God or not with God. And so today, with you all here as my friends and my witnesses, I want to actually examine my life. I want to get it out, and I want to put it out for us to look at and to examine, and then I want to measure it, and I want to weigh it in hopes that together we can decide, am I with God or am I against God? I care deeply enough about the answer to this question that today I say, let's examine it. In fact, because I suspect that some of you might also be interested in life eternal, and life now, I'll invite you to do more than be my witnesses, but to join me. Join me in examining your life as well. I will warn you, this is a daunting task. Because what I'm about to ask you to do is to take the 15,960 days that may represent your life and to make a judgment about those days. But hopefully by the time that we leave here, by the time each of us today has examined and responded to the product of our examination, we will be greatly encouraged. And perhaps eternity will be changed for some of us. So, let's measure. Now, in order to do this measurement of our lives, I want two volunteers. Anderson, how about you? Will you come up here? And Stump, you knew it. I could see it on your face. You come up here too.
I was looking down. Just like, yeah, just like this.
Okay, you stand, Scott, you stand right there. You stand right there. Now turn and face everybody. Okay, now, I'm going to hand each of these two guys a basket. Now, Jamie, here's your basket. Okay. Now, you're going to hold your basket real close because your basket's wonderful. Your basket brings joy and peace and fulfillment and everything you ever desired in life. Because the basket you're holding, it's rounder than that, really. There you go. That's the basket that says with God. Okay? And now, we're hoping that after we measure ourselves, that we can take our lives and with confidence put them in the basket that says with God, right? Now, I want to give you this basket. Now, but you want to hold your basket way out because you don't want anything to do with that basket. And you don't, which is why I'm confident that I can have you here to hold it. And you can't smile though. This basket's awful. I mean, this is the basket that because of my faith in what Jesus said, that there is a literal place called hell, this is the basket I fear most, because this is the basket that on it says, against God. Remembering, there's no other basket. There's no middle ground. If God hates anything, it's a lukewarm kind of in the middle, because there's really no such thing. You're either with him or against him. And so Scott is holding the basket for it says, against God. Yeah. Imagine that you're, well, okay. Against God. Now, my prayer is that by the end of today, we'll all be able to say, to know, to believe with confidence, I'm not in that basket. I'm not in that basket. Now, before we measure, you're happy with it, Jamie. And you won't have to stand here the whole time. Before we get into measuring these baskets, let's talk about some important truths about these baskets. These baskets say something true, represent something true about us in our relationship with God. And this is sort of self-evident, but obviously, if I'm in the with God basket, I am in right relationship with God. If I am in the against God box, I need to understand that what that means relationally is that I have no relationship with God. I have been separated from God. Okay? It also says something about my destination. If I am in the with God basket, that means I am bound for the destination of heaven. If I am in the against God basket, it means I am bound, unalterably, kind of, to a certain destination of hell. In this basket that Jamie holds, there's only one entrance. There's only one way in. There's a little slot at the top of this basket, and there's only one way in. It's narrow, and it's limited, and it's exclusive, you might even say. There's only one way into this basket. The basket that Scott holds, there's all sorts of ways in. It's the easiest basket in the world to get into. In fact, one of the things that's true about the basket that Scott's holding is that tons of people are in this basket, have found their way into the basket. They don't even know they found their way into this basket.